Oh man, it's another episode of the Football Breakdown Show. Ngithanda ukunibingelela nonke ayigama lami ngolwazi ngwakakhuboni. Niyazi ukuthi ishow siqala kanjani. Ngiphethe uDawud Iphungula la emva komshini. Yeah, there's a lot that is happening in South Africa right now in terms of football, and I'm even struggling to like keep up with all the games. Like the Betway Premiership is back. We've seen the MTN8 as well, so it's really tough to keep up with the schedule. Anyway, nathi sibuye sibe busy ngezinye izinto, so sometimes ama-shows ayadelay ukuthi siwashuthe, because it's a lot of work. But shout out to Dawood, is always there. We have to shoot, we have to edit, and it is a lot of work. So sometimes we're gonna be late, sometimes we're gonna be pretty early, but we're gonna try and work with schedule. Sigcine sibe nosuku or nesikhathi la so shooter khona sazi ukuthi ngosuku lokuthi show siyayilokhunja siyayikhipha. But anyway, as I've said, there's a lot that is happening, so it's very exciting. The games left, right, and center. It's kumnandi. Betway Premiership is back. Sekudlalwa ama-games, abanye badlale 2, abanye badlale 3. I think there's game even today. There are games today that's gonna play, but I'm not gonna talk about it because by the time drop the episode so besesidlalile saqeda. So I'm just gonna talk about the games lawa asedlaliwe ku Betway Premiership from the opening day. Basically I'm just gonna look at the log table right now and just talk about the teams that are doing well, the teams that are having a hard time since kuvuliwe iligi. So you all know, I know Kaizer Chiefs fans are really happy right now. Kaizer Chiefs have played 3 games so far and they've won all their games. So basically Chiefs has 9 points. Believe it or not, Kaizer Chiefs, I think they're sitting second on the log right now. But yeah, it's still very early. I know it's still very early to talk about the log, but hey man, Kaizer Chiefs is there. Kaizer Chiefs is making a statement. In the games that they played, their opening game they played against Stellenbosch, they won 2-0. They played Stellenbosch was very unlucky in that game, but we record very early. And also Chiefs actually penalty towards the end of the game. Chiefs really is indeed a clear game because Stellenbosch, like in the first half, I think we were doing very, very well. But Kaizer Chiefs, Bagwazilu absorb pressure, man. They were playing away, but in a sold-out stadium. But anyway, Babe dominated because it was their fans. But it was the first game of the league, and getting a team like Stellenbosch was very tough. It was like really, really hard for Kaizer Chiefs, but they winile with 2 2-0, yeah, 2-0. And then the other game they played Polokwane City was a very shaky game. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't enjoy the game, but Kaizer Chiefs won 1-0. Then I think yesterday they were playing against Richards Bay, who is very, very poor this season. I don't know what is happening with that team. They are very, very poor this season. It's disappointing. Kaizer Chiefs won the game 1-0. Kaizer Chiefs could have scored many goals in that game. With the 3 games that they played, what I've noticed is that they are struggling to score goals, which is very concerning. Most games because now it's still early days. Yes, they've collected 9 points so far, but they are struggling to score goals. In some games they do create enough chances of one out. Okay, they scored like 3 or 4. Like the yesterday games against Richards Bay, they did create chances, but you can tell they wasted most of those chances. It's okay. It's a bit shaky, especially up front. And what else that I didn't like about the game that they played yesterday? They played with 3 CDMs, because if you play Cele, Mtetwa, Undlovu, but I understood it's okay. Undlovu came in the last game against Polokwane City and scored a goal to give the team the 3 points. He deserved the chance to start the game, but udlale wrong. He's not a number 10. We all know that he's a number. You can play it as an 8 because he can do it box to box, but mostly I like him as a CDM, which is a position that is occupied by Mthethwa, because also Ucele does play the CDM role if Mthethwa is not there. So I kind of understand why Qale ngabo bathathu, but also it lacked the creativity in their midfield. But I don't want to talk more about it. I just want to move on. Another team that is doing well on since the opening of the league is Sekhukhune. Sekhukhune played 3 games, got 9 points. They're currently on top of the log. Sekhukhune, let me just double check here who they played. But yeah, man, Sekhukhune is doing so well. I know Guti, they're also in an MTN8, but they didn't do well. In their first game, they lost, but I will get to that. I think they played TS Galaxy. They didn't against TS Galaxy. They won 1-0. TS Galaxy is also not an easy team to play this season. Those kids are not easy this season. But Sekhukhune, they played TS Galaxy, they won. But opening game yabo babedlala ne Orlando Pirates. Imagine, from Orlando Pirates winning 1-0, TS Galaxy winning 1-0 as well. Yeah, they won 1-0 against TS Galaxy. I forgot who they played. Kuzani game yabo yes. Oh, they played Orbit College. They won 3-0. So yeah, see, 3 games, 5 goals, which like it shows they mean business this season. Also last season they didn't do bad. So you see, Ditejane scored his first hat-trick. I think the first hat-trick of the season is Zengo Ditejane. Umfana is doing so well. I spoke about him in the last few episodes as well. Umfana is raising his hand. Is seriously raising in his hand. With Ditejane is coming from Kaizer Chiefs, wakhuliswa khona, but now he's playing for TS Galaxy and he's doing well for TS Galaxy. Shout out to Puso Ditejane. Yeah, man, like the log is so fascinating right now. With everything that is happening. Durban City as well is there, top 3. They've played. I think they've played 3 games as well. They won 2. They draw 1, which is very good for Durban City. You know, Durban City is just coming from there, the 2nd division. So yeah, Orlando Pirates and okay, let me start with Mamelodi Sundowns. Mamelodi Sundowns, currently they play 2 games. They lost their first. No, they won 1 and drew 1. It's not the start that the champions, I know the champions were looking for, but it's also not that bad, you know, because they still have a game in hand to make 3 games that they're still gonna have to play. Yeah, but not a great start from Sundowns, but also not the worst, you know. Not like Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates, so far they've played 2 games. They lost all the 2 games, which is very bad. Who else? I don't even want to go to Orlando Pirates, man. It's just bad. It's bad. But many people were talking about the coach, how the coach has been doing. But for me, I feel like he's still trying to figure things out. It's sad because now you don't want to be coming from the preseason and you still trying to figure things out. Or by the time you get to a log, you need to know certain things. But him, we are born and even like starting lineup, go to Sashai finder. Usazama ukuyithola kahle kahle ukuthi ungakuphi neteam ukuthi ime kanjani, but it's really not bad. It's really not bad. As abantu besho ngiyazi ukuthi kuyathusa if you play 2 games and you lose 2 games, but look how they did with MTN8. The first game they won. They played Mamelodi Sundowns the first leg, MTN8 with semi-finals, and they played beautiful football, coming back from 1-0 to draw 1-1 against Mamelodi Sundowns. It's not easy, but they did. You know, it shows ukuthi ucoach usazama ukuthola ukuthi kahle kahle EP izinto ezomsebenzela. I feel like once etholile le nto ezomsebenzela, iPirates isazoba ingozi. Let's not lie. With the quality of players they have, with the quality signings they made, no man, come on. The Pirates are right. It's just that fans anjalo, they panic, they kind of like panic izinto mazingahambi kahle yabo, but bazoba grand, man. This is Orlando Pirates that we're talking about. It's not like we're talking about, some other teams. The team that I'm concerned about, I don't want to talk much about the teams like Sibelebele. They played 3 games. They currently not in a bad position in terms of the luck. They have 3 points, which is not bad. The team that I'm Orbit College, also as well, they played 3. They have 3 points, so they lost 2 and then they won 1. It's something to build on, The team that I'm concerned about is Richards Bay. Simply because Richards Bay, in the 3 games that they played, they lost all the games, so they currently have 0 points with Orlando Pirates, but Pirates still have a game in hand to make it 3. I know maybe they're gonna win that game, we don't know, we'll see. But Richards Bay, you can't play 3 games and lose all 3 games. And if you do, we're trying to look at the performance that the guys show, but you can tell with man, like the team is not gelling, the team looks disjointed. So it's worrying to see, but hopefully they're still gonna come back. As much as there's 3 games down, but there's still time. But also there's no time because our games, they're coming very fast now. It's game after game, game after game. I think we rest about 2 days, we are dlala. We rest about 3 days, we are dlala. So they need to like into abafuna ukuyenza, but decide fast ukuthi this is how you want to do things, this is how we want to play this season, because right now it's not looking good for Richards Bay, and I'm very worried, because it's a club from KZN, so we want our teams to do well in this league. Just like Golden Arrows is not bad. It's not sitting in a bad position. They played 3. They have 1 win, 1 draw, and 1 lose. So it's not bad for Golden Arrows. Also, Amazulu are in there as well. They currently played 2. They won 1. They lost 1. So it's still interesting to see how are they gonna do in the coming games. But yeah, that's it for now. With the Betway Premiership, it's still early days, but I believe that this is how we need to do. Like sometimes you don't play pretty football, but you get the point. That's how things are happening now at Kaizer Chiefs, because some of the games are not that good, but also they're getting the point. So it's really, because it's a league race, so you need to bag as many points as possible, so that Maufiga, maybe in the mid or towards the end of the league and things are getting tough, exhaustion, like abadlali, injuries, you have bagged enough points ukuthi angakubeka in a good position of the log. Because to be honest, I don't think winning the league is Kaizer Chiefs' target, but they want to compete and they want to finish in a better place than last season, because they were out of the MTN8. So now they want to finish in a better place. So with next season, they're gonna go back to Africa. I'm sure they want that, and they also want to qualify for MTN8. So they want to finish in a better position. But also winning the league, they must not shy away from it, because it is possible. You just need to apply yourself, and the boys need to make sure that week in and week out they give out the best performance. Sometimes you won't play the prettiest football or the great football that we've seen, but if you get the points, then I mean that's good enough, and as I said, there's a lot of things that are happening in football, and it's so hard to keep up. But I want to talk about the MTN8, the first leg of the MTN8. It was Sundowns versus Orlando Pirates, and this Kukune played the Stellenbosch. I will start with the Stellenbosch game and Kukune. Yeah, easy win for still is. I'm very content as Kukune good team. They are doing so good in the league, but they're losing the MTN8 game, which is important, which is a cup game. Conceding 2 goals. In a second MTN8, they came back from 2-0 down against the TS Galaxy, to win 3-2. They're conceding a lot of goals in those games. But also, a cup is not the same as the league, so I understand. But yeah, man, I feel like maybe with second game, maybe with second leg, they're gonna do better. They're gonna, try and come back 2-0 kule 2-0 abayithole le Stellenbosch. And also Mamelodi Sundowns, I didn't watch much of that game, the Steelers game and Skukune game, simply because I was at the stadium watching the Sundowns and Pirates game. So with the traveling and you come back, and so I didn't have time to sit down and watch the Skukune game. But yeah. There was so much to talk about in the Sundowns and Pirates game, but yeah, I was there. I was watching live. I was not really happy with how Sundowns approached the game. I feel like Sundowns, they were very, I don't know which word should I use, but I feel like you cup and then you're just playing with him. You're just controlling the game. Uzobashanga lo moment lawo mathole belahlile, and then you use those kind of moments. But bona, what I've noticed in that game is that they wanted to frustrate Orlando Pirates, keep the ball position. There were times where they will hit Orlando Pirates with like transition yana, but when they get to final third, the Orlando Pirates, they will play the ball back, and then because I feel like basically a game would okay, must toll a goal one, and try with the Pirating at holy goal. That will be big for us. Or if we work out there with the draw, and then so you get a lepitol. Yeah. Which was, yeah, it's a strategy, it's a game plan. But if you have quality players like Mamelodi Sundowns have, I feel like you need to go for a kill in every game, just go for a kill in every game. But also, it was not a bad strategy from Mamelodi Sundowns side. They dominated the first half of the game. They were keeping the ball. They were moving the ball nicely. They were getting in dangerous areas. Yeah, create spaces and try with defensive Orlando Pirates. If it was not happening, they were taking the ball back, rotate it, start afresh, start build up. Sundowns way. But Orlando Pirates. Yeah, man, it was tough in the first half, but then second half it was much better from Orlando Pirates. I feel like it was a game of two halves. Sundowns took the first half. They scored the goal even with the set piece, Tebogo Mokoena header. They created a lot of those situations, especially in that game as well, where I don't know if it's Sundowns who were dangerous with the corners and the free kicks, or it was Orlando Pirates who simply cannot defend a set piece. Because in the big game like that, you don't allow to concede such an easy goal. But there were times where Mokoena was heading the balls one boxing as well after scoring. There were moments where he was like free, heading the balls free, boxing the Orlando Pirates. And also I think Kekane as well got another chance like that, free headers. So I understand Orlando Pirates idlala ngabafana like abafishane as well, because if you look at Mbogazi, they short, they're not like the tallest players in the league, so he's very short, and he was playing a center back in CM, which for me it was like a very good pairing. They played really well. Those boys played very well. They're so young, but yet they're so matured. I was a bit worried about Susema, but after a few minutes in the field, I was like, this boy can play, man. Like Mbogazi, Nosima, they're so strong, they're so matured, they're not scared to open up, to call for the ball, they're not scared to build from the back. There were times where Osihle will come and pick up the ball from them, play and play it back to Mbogazi. Mbogazi would just be like, so comfortable on the ball, 10, play on his left, just like a very like seasonal centre backs. Kanti labafana bafika manje in a Betway Premiership, So those are kind of things that we want to see from the youngsters, But we have so many youngsters that are raising their hands, especially the defenders, and I'm so happy about it because remember at Orlando Pirates, there's Mbogazi, now there's Sima, there's still Usesane as well, that three. If you go to Mamelodi Sundowns, kunomalibonga Khoza. Like bekhona bafana they was playing Chen, Malibonga Khoza. Like brilliant player. Kaizer Chiefs, Aiden McCarthy is raising his hand. In the 3 games, he didn't finish the game. The first game he got man of the match, clean sheet. Second game, man of the match, clean sheet. You see, there's so many youngsters that we can count that are doing so well in the Betway Premiership, especially the defenders that we have. And even overseas, we have some of the incredible players that are there. We have Umakanya, Olet Umakanya is playing in an MLS. It's amazing, So it's really nice to see that the future of South African football isn't really in a safe hands. And Ntombokazi he was given an arm belt as well with Orlando Pirates, so you can tell ukuthi lo mfana bayamthemba kakhulu, and hopefully he's gonna grow from here and just just blossom, man, because that's what we need. But yeah, the game for me was really nice. It was nice to be at the stadium. We really missed football. It was a sold out stadium. People were just having a time of their lives. Orlando Pirates, second half, they did well. I was so happy that Sibelebele got a chance to play. He played brilliantly in that game. For me, he gave the man of the match performance, scoring an equalizer, dropping back, playing as a right back. He was always there when the team was attacking, using his speed, using his skill. You saw the goal that he scored, like running. But beside the right back at the time, so he was like a wing back nyana. It was good for him to pull out that kind of a performance. For me, he deserved the man of the match. But also from Mamelodi Sundowns point of view, the guy that got man of the match, I forgot his name, but he played really well for Sundowns. It's not easy to deal with abantu abafana nabo Rele Mfukeng, nabo like coming to your side, Rele Sibelebele, Tito. It's so hard, but yeah, they were always like he was always did very well in that right back position. Also, Sihle Nduli played very well. I wanted to see him absorbing pressure. I wanted to see him against the quality of Mamelodi Sundowns. Because Mamelodi Sundowns, we have about Allende quality, Unkwena quality. So I wanted to see him. I would see uzowenza kanjani kulo pressure le, and he played really well. He was protecting his back four. He was helping, like, from the building up from the back. He was always there. That's what you need as a CDM. You need to link up from the back and then link up going up. I think he played very well for me. And they're gonna play now the second leg. Pirates is away in Pretoria. It's gonna be a tough game. Simply because Mamelodi Sundowns came in Orlando and then they scored. And I feel like Mamelodi Sundowns, it will be their time to just go all out on Orlando Pirates. It will be interesting to see how these kids, Orlando Pirates, these boys, the Orlando Pirates, under pressure. When you're playing at home, like, you have like the fans as well as a 12th man. So now it's they are going away, so it's gonna be like interesting to see. What I wanted to talk about was Kaizer Chiefs. I just said now they're 3 out of 3, but for me, I'm very worried with Kaizer Chiefs because they lack scoring goals. 1-0, 2-0, but that was a 1-0. The penalty was last minute too. So 2-0, 1-0, 1-0 again. So but they announced the signing of the striker, Nigerian-born striker, Ikadaro, coming from Amazulu. He was a Mamelodi Sundowns player. So maybe they're looking at that thing where it's okay, we're not scoring as many goals as we want. So that is why they made this signing. And also they announced the signing of Velebai from Cape Town Spurs. and also this young guy, 19 years old, Batman, I think it's Batman, yeah. So that will be very interesting to see going forward. To see how they're gonna do, because I'm very worried if you don't score, are you not gonna win games? So they will meet the teams that are gonna score 2 against them. You see, so now they have to score 3 to win, or 2 to get a draw. So hopefully these new signings that they have announced, they're gonna pick up like fast, and then join the team. Because even that game against Richards Bay, they were putting the balls in the box, but it was like you need the traditional number 9, like with Fabio Silva. He still has problems with getting EVs, I think. He hasn't played, he hasn't featured. Chesley haven't featured. Also Shinga as well. I think they're struggling to get the visas. Hopefully iyalungiswa soon, and then they start playing, just start joining the team, because that's what they were signed for. Babesignele ukuthi bazodlala, not ukuthi bazo yabo. Especially Silva now, because they need a striker. Kaizer Chiefs need a striker. That is why they've not been scoring as many goals. But yeah, the DSTV, the Premiership, no, not the DSTV Premiership. The Betway Premiership is very nice. It's very interesting as well. Let me just look at the games that are coming. I think we're on game number 4. We'll be on week number 4. So if I mention some games that are, by the time we drop this, that I've played, so because I know today, because today is Wednesday, so Orlando Pirates is playing Stellenbosch. It will be a very nice game. Mamelodi Sundowns playing Amakesi. Sundowns will be looking to build up from their last victory to get like maximum points. Orlando Pirates and Stellenbosch, it's always a nice game. Both teams will be looking for a win, I'm sure, because they haven't started very well. League Amazulu will play Gallants, and then when you move over the weekend, Pirates is gonna play Sundowns, MTN8, and then Stellenbosch is on Saturday as well. That's it, man. We're gonna try and make a better schedule for publish video yethu, drop a video yethu, because for now kunzima with all the games that are happening, so it's hard to keep up. But we're gonna try and create a better schedule. Ngisazokhuluma nawo umfoka aphungula la, sibonisana ukuthi sizohlela kanjani. But keep supporting us, man. Press the subscribe button, like our videos and share our videos also. We really appreciate it. Ingakhohlwa ukuthi ibholele sonke. Sharp.